Ooh, ooh.
Cooker, yes, I'm happy.
He about to go to all the dream games this summer. Oh, speaking of that, and speaking of the WNBA, I know this is off topic, but I've had this thought process for the longest time, and I can't stand it because there's been the discourse about
Mhm.
how to help fix the WNBA, like marketing, so on and so forth, blase, blase, blase. Miles
And
Bridges
that's what's
knocking down
going
the three
on.
is crazy.
So yeah, Miles Bridges knocked down the three, going up 119 to 116. Charlotte up. Got
Wild.
Skylar Rakia and Sunbelt and Seatbelt Dejanay
He
posted,
about to
bro.
be like this. He about to be just like, hey Joe. He about to be the meme.
Oh,
He about to be the meme in the background. But one
now
thing,
Miami just got it back into one with a layup.
but one
I
thing
mean, I'm
I
happy with the moves for us.
one thing
Osh,
I got one thing I got to say about the WNBA, and I want your thought on this, right? So for
okay.
me,
Caleb Mello with the three.
for me,
Oh, my bad. The two. Sorry.
this guy here,
I wish Zamarius Z. Jones would have went to UNC.
I feel as though the WNBA hurts its own product because of when they have the
Oh,
season.
with the alley. Okay.
This man ain't
I'm
hearing
sorry.
a damn thing I said.
Listen, there's a whole lot going on right now.
Yeah, and I'm trying to talk to you.
I thought she was talking to them.
I was talking to you too.
I mean, I'm here.
Oh my god.
Listen. I'm catching like every third word. Go ahead. Just say
Oh
what
my.
you're gonna say.
Oh my god. See, y'all see what I go through. Y'all see what I'm going through, and he goes right back to it. I am
Yeah,
second
stop.
fiddle.
Don't
I,
say what you think. Just talk to your thing.
am second fiddle because I'm trying to get your input on
Tell me
this.
your thing. Tell the people the stuff. I ain't
Jesus
fussing to
Christ.
me. Tell the people the stuff.
So I would like your input, and I
Yes.
say to myself, I feel as though the WNBA hurts their own product because of the time of year that they play their season. I've never understood why they decide to play in the middle of the summer when most people are not there. And it's like throughout all of our lives, right? Elementary, middle, high school, even college, the women's game plays at the same time as the men's.
Yeah.
It's always been that way. And because it's basketball season, that's basketball season. The middle of the summer is not basketball season. So when you sit
It
there
really isn't.
So when you sit there and complain about people not coming to the games, and it's like, oh, hey, well, it's like people aren't coming to the games. Yes, because you're playing and when it's not basketball season. You're playing,
Like,
and I know some people are going to argue, well, they use the same arenas, this, that, and the third. Well, guess what? A lot of these teams are owned by billionaires, and they're subsidized by the NBA. Go ahead and make the scheduling work to where there's never a conflict because you do it anyways for
no,
all
you could
other
easily do
games.
it.
You can easily do that, or go ahead and put money into getting them their own facilities so you can do so. That's extra revenue for you. Like you can do that. Y'all have March Madness at the same
March
time.
matches at the same time. Women's games I watch more than men's games. And
Facts.
which and that's been because me and you've talked about it before anyway. We've talked about the same thing. It doesn't make any sense that you start the WNBA season in the middle of the summer. I get that, yes, the the NCAA season's done then, but my problem is, so is the NBA. So it's like the NBA season's done around that time, or they're wrapping it up now
Right.
with the
As long
playoffs. But here's the problem: instead of just starting your season when the NBA, you would like into NBA and college levels start their season, you decide the best thing for your revenue is let's start during the summer
when everybody's out and about.
when the NBA playoffs are sometimes at their peak, when nobody's caring about what's going on in the WNBA at that point. Then
Oh,
when the NBA playoffs are done, people are watching baseball now.
people are watching baseball, and then not only
They're watching
that,
they're
the
watching
time
hockey.
it's like people are watching that. People are watching hockey. Then you have the simple fact of the matter: when your playoffs start, that's when NFL preseason and whatnot starts to kick off, and everybody starts watching that.
The WNBA first started, I love watching it. That's all the fellas talked about. It's been years since I watched the game because when the games are coming on, nobody cares.
Nobody
Like, you
cares,
picked the
and
worst
nobody.
time of the year to watch basketball. It was during the summer when nobody's trying to watch basketball.
It's like nobody cares and nobody knows because y'all don't market them enough.
You don't market it for
And
people to start a fall when women's and exactly can start with the start of fall. When start when the college basketball season starts.
And I would be like this.
Everybody's in the mood to start watching college basketball. Everybody's in the mood to start watching basketball.
Because let's be real. Let's be real about it. And as much as I'm a Pacers fan, I got to be honest. Which would you have rather watched on, let's say both had a Christmas Eve game? The Pacers and the Wizards, the Pacers and the Wizards, or you got the Aces and now the Atlanta Dream. I'm watching Aces and Atlanta Dream game.
I'd probably watch the Aces and Dream game because, like, one, we already know what the Pacers and
Wizards are doing right now.
Wizards, like,
you get what I'm saying? And you would get a lot of you would get a lot of revenue, and because your sport is an indoor sport, and it's winter, more people are going to come to your sport because it's the thing to do.
So
I'm sorry. When it comes, as much as people want to say it or don't want to admit it, bro, I'm not watching bummy, low-tier NBA ball over high-quality WNBA ball. I love women's March Madness because them girls be hooping. The last few March Madnesses, I don't care what you say. I feel as though the last few women's March Madnesses have been better than the men's. Not even going to hold you. I feel as though that, like, overall, in terms of the competition, in terms of the style, yes, there are times where the games do look bad. We're not going to sit there and say, oh, because there are some dudes who like
every sport, though.
That's what I'm saying. And there are guys who will sit there and like will point to the low lights of women's basketball, be like, okay, you have this sequence where the ladies may have missed like 4 or 5 shots straight in a row on both sides. But then I'm like, bro, I could cut on the flipping who else sucked this year? Who else was really bad this year? The
Jazz?
Yeah. I cut on it. Actually, I got you. I can cut on the Sacramento Kings. I can cut on a Sacramento Kings game. Find the same sequence of events. And you know who's on that team? Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, like guys who you would consider solidified stars. You're gonna find the same sequence of just botched layups, botched passes, and things like that. And that's not to say I love Russell Westbrook. Don't get it twisted. But to me, you're going to find low light basketball anywhere. But I would love for the ladies to get the revenue and get the media recognition they deserve at their pro level. They get it during college basketball because you saw, especially when Juju and Paige and Caitlin and Angel and all them these last couple years. Oh, NCAA was on that marketing.
But that's the thing, though. So you have to be able to designate the difference because the biggest difference is the organizations. The organizations are mad different. I think it's more per game of skill. Women's basketball, first off, they can't dunk, so they have to rely on shooting skills. They aren't that physical. They always leave to have the refs get way too involved.
Physical, I'll disagree with, but skill, yes, I will agree with that because they've
gotten far more physical over the years.
Because they can't rely as much on the physical aspect of dunking and just straight up athleticism. They are more technically skilled in how to do things, and I feel like they're coached at a better level to not rely only on your physical attribute.
So my thing is, it's not a player problem; it's an organizational problem. Because just like you just pointed out with NCAA, the NCAA is going to market their players. If you know we have big players that make big time goals and do big time shit all the time. If you know there's going to be 2 teams that come into a basketball game in college basketball that's going to be big because it's a rivalry or it's a revenge game or something like that, they're on top of the marketing. You make sure you've heard about this game. You know, by the time the game rolls around, you have heard advertising for this game the entire 2 weeks leading up to that game, or at least a week before. for almost 6 days straight, you heard some kind of advertisement at least once to 2 to 3 times a day talking about this is the game that's going to be coming up. This is what we got going on. WNBA, you will hear maybe one advertisement every other day, once or twice, saying, hey, we have the Dream versus the Aces, or Seattle versus LA.
The New York Liberty or the LA Sparks, but you ain't hearing about them like that.
Like I said, but you only see that maybe once or twice a week. And you won't see the advertisement on a regular. College basketball, they make sure you know the big time game is coming on. They make sure you hear that advertisement every day of the week, multiple times a day. Because think about it, because just for football alone, think about how many times you hear about, even before the season starts, week 1, Ohio State versus somebody, or Georgia versus somebody for the college football kickoff. You will hear about that for the entire July going into August.
What the heck?
Then the problem is the refs are not good in college. I think WNBA players have bad attitude. I know the NBA does too. When they started, it was about skills, not attitude. And NBA refs suck too. I mean, yeah.
I ain't gonna say WNBA players have bad attitude. I think they're just tired of.
But how y'all gonna let them come back?
Not getting the respect they deserve.
Speaking of dunking, I haven't seen a video of Nicholas Abdallah's dunking. I mean, if you don't dunk, you don't dunk. You should just be another Roy Hibbert.
Don't remind me of the Roy Hibbert days. I miss Mahimi.
The fact that Charlotte let them come back from 6 down with 24 seconds left.
It was
they really played the NBA and WNBA players' faces because it's a marketable sport. It is a very marketable sport.
It is 1,000%. And I'm mad because they don't treat it as such. But you want to sit there and complain that the WNBA doesn't generate a revenue. It's like, bro, first things first is you're playing it at the wrong time of the year that you don't play all other basketball.
One, is the wrong time of year. 2, you allow too much negative press and too many negative conversations around the WNBA happen too often. Because what's the top 3 things that we normally hear about WNBA is, 1, is boring. 2, they're not as skilled as the NBA, or they're not as exciting.
And then they always bring up, they want to be paid the same.
They want to get paid, but they don't have the audience to get paid what they want.
Well, one thing I could say, general hoopers and fans of just good athletics will watch those ladies play. They will watch those ladies play. I haven't anybody who dunks on the WNBA, to me, without actually watching it, I'm just like, yeah, nah, you're just dunking on just to dunk on it. And I remember somebody tried to get at me the other day on social media.
Foul where?
On his landing spot. On his landing spot. That's why.
He was off to the side.
It's still the landing spot because his foot was close enough.
Okay, and Euro kicked his foot out. That wasn't his fault.
Oh, no, I get it. Like,
much less competition that time of year.
And for me, I see the easy feasibility to make this sport as marketable as you want. I'm just like, bro, you're just not trying.
Even if you decide to keep it during the summer, you still don't market it enough for it to be popular.
Oh no, you do not put enough money into it.
And I think one of the biggest problems that I personally have with WNBA is I can honestly agree. Oh snap! I can honestly agree that the pacing isn't as good. That's game.
If they started
August 1st, they'd have a month of college football, 2 months on NBA, and 3 in NHL, and 3 months on Monday.
I don't think they need to start on August 1st. I genuinely think they need to start.
I'd start them in November.
They need to start in November, the same time as basketball usually starts to kick up, because we all know they ain't gonna get. We all know NFL and college football season, they ain't gonna get no watch.
That's wild. Charlotte won.
Hey, that's a clutch layup by LaMelo.
Sure enough.
That was a clutch layup by LaMelo. Oh, the block. The block, though. Okay, boy.
4 hands on it.
Hey, that's a great block. That's a great block. I know Uptown gonna be happy tonight.
Listen, Uptown about to get shut down.
I know Uptown gonna be happy tonight. You wanna know what's even crazier? Joel. LeVar told us Lonzo LaMelo was the best one.
He did.
LeVar told us LaMelo was the best one.
Good for Bridges, bro. Because he got up for that one.
Hey. He said no.
You know what we haven't done? Talked about anything else on this thing.
They're up. That's fine. That's fine. That's all they're up against. But like we just stated, that's just college basketball. That's basketball season.
People are going to during basketball
because you can make this. You can make the same argument that that college basketball loses out to the NBA or women's college basketball loses out to men's college basketball because they're in the same season. You wouldn't move women's college basketball to the summer.
I think the other problem is, and you have a point. It is more than just the marketing. The marketing itself, though it's not good, it's really not. But the other thing is, once again, the people who run the WNBA or people who say they're invested in the WNBA allow too much negative press to determine how good the WNBA is or isn't. Because I don't know if any of y'all remember back when I think it was last year, the year before, when Angel Reese was having most of her struggles. Angel Reese was the poster child for bad WNBA basketball.
Oh yeah, that year when she was struggling.
I ain't gonna lie, I was laughing at it because I thought it was funny from just a sports standpoint. But you had video after video after video of her just breaking shots, having to rebound her own shots, taking multiple shots, and they're like, you're gonna call her one of the best players in the WNBA, or she's got all these rebounds so quick because most of the rebounds she's getting are her own rebounds because she can't shoot. Despite the fact that where she has played great was completely overshadowed by how bad she would play sometimes, or how dumb of a play you would see her make. It was completely overshadowed, and that's what got spread all over the internet. So when it came down to, so it is partially with the marketing, but it's more on the news side of the marketing and what's getting promoted to people at the base level who don't watch the sport. The people who don't watch the sport are seeing all the negative and all the boring stuff that's being made fun of and talked negatively of, so they don't watch it.
Now I want to talk about this. It's like that could be a double-edged knife, though. Maybe the off-the-field drama actually leads people to tune in. Here's my thing. The off-field drama and stuff doesn't necessarily make you want to tune in. It doesn't. If it's not stupid, if it's legitimate, just like, for example, rivalry.
The Caitlin Clark mess is a perfect example.
The Caitlin Clark Angel Reese mess. If it's like a legit rivalry and you're not blowing it way out of proportion, cool. The double-edged sword I would say with that is how when Angel Reese was the poster child for bad basketball that year, they were trying to say Caitlin Clark is the best thing to happen.
Have you watched this Ivory Latta?
I remember Ivory Latta. It's like they were trying to say that
Caitlin franchise. That's different. Oh, that's a different situation. But no, I see where you're coming from though. But go ahead.
But I was saying it's like they made Caitlin Clark like the poster child for nothing could go wrong, even though she was leading the league in turnovers. And she was leading the league in turnovers, but they would never, like you said, they would never show that. They would just show what Caitlin was doing offensively good. So that's where it comes into
the NBA have bad attitudes. They look at WNBA's attitude differently because so about that. So the point. So this and this are connected. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Well,
Because of shows like this, that's why the WNBA attitude is viewed so much differently. Because they see, because so many people romanticized and built this up, built shows like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, so on and so forth, all that up.
honestly,
Where
the
you
whole
have all these women fighting and arguing and doing all this dumb drama for no reason.
the
Now, when
whole
you have people
reality
in
TV, that's
sport,
what it is. The reality TV culture.
reality TV ruined ruined having an attitude for women really across the board.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you have the Real Housewives and this reality TV thing where all they're doing is arguing, drinking, and fighting, and people got sick and tired of seeing it. Now, when you have people who have legit sport related attitudes that could come off a little negative sometimes, whatever. Off the court, they may be perfectly fine, but on the court, yeah, I'm that dude, I'm that person. You have to go through me to do whatever you're going to do, so on and so forth. You have a high energy attitude of you not going to dog me out. I'm dogging you, period. And if you got a problem with that, we can fight it out here. Even though we see it through the NBA all the time, the thing we don't see.
We love Anthony Edwards when he does it.
But
we love LeBron when he does it. We love Jordan when he does it.
We don't see on TV on a regular basis men getting in these scraps and stuff over dumb stuff on TV all the time. Sure, we may see it in a prison show where we felt like that situation is appropriate, and we may see men initially every now and again on a reality TV show where they do get into a scrap. But most of the time, they blame it on the negative, on the common denominator is what they'll blame it on. They'll say, "Oh, they fighting over a woman." Or they got into an argument because it was so-and-so's fault. And then you see the same woman in the show have a bad attitude. And now they're thinking, okay, her bad attitude caused them to have bad attitudes. So now we're tired of women with bad attitudes. And it's like, it's reality TV. Y'all are putting way too much weight
I never understood it.
into reality TV. This is scripted. This is scripted content.
I never understood it. And that's one thing, like,
and that connects into the bad press that they get on TikToks, Instagrams, Facebook Reels, all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like y'all put way too much weight on what y'all see on TV, on a reality TV show that and I know, and everybody who watches it knows is scripted. And if it's not scripted, then this is some dang good improvisation that I've seen. But we all know it's scripted to some degree to start any kind of mess up, because some of this stuff starts up and it don't make no sense of how it started.
I've always never understood it.
When it comes down to a sport,
the appeal.
When it comes down to a sport, attitude and passion get mixed up the wrong way. So it's like, come on now, because now you got some players going out in public acting a fool in public just to get more views on the sport when you don't have to.
But the more drama.
Because it's reported as drama. It's not reported as
I don't think you can say that. Like, I won't say the more they tune in, like the more drama, but like I guess with the ladies, I suppose, like the more drama they have. Yeah, okay. In Real Housewives, yes. The more drama they have, then the more they'll tune in. On the flip side, though, in the era of sports,
it's talked about differently. Because it's talked about differently. Because the drama in Real Housewives is talked about like it's a gossip thing. Any drama that you got in the WNBA, it's like they got beef and they trying to fight each other, or they have pure hate for each other. But for Real Housewives, did you see so and so trying to steal so and so? Like,
speaking of that, because I'm glad you said they got real hate for each other. Because as soon as you said that, the first thing that came to my mind was when RG3 tried to talk about Angel Reese. Said he knows, and Caitlin Clark, and say he knows just based off looking at a photo of Angel Reese that he knows in a shadow of his doubt that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. And it's like, no, sir, you don't know that. Nobody knows that. But here's the bad part. Some people are going to run with this narrative and make it and give that same bad press that you talked about with the WNBA. And nobody in the WNBA came out and just checked RG3 and was like, no, none of our girls like hate each other. That's just competition. They just let it fly and let it go and let Angel be the poster child for bad press for that year.
But here's the other thing with that. Here's the other side of that. KG hated a lot of play. KG hated Tim Duncan.
Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan still hate each other to this day.
But not even talking about that. Angel Reese, the way Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark is the same way that KG hated most players that he respected. He hates you on the court because on the court you gave me a problem. You gave me a struggle. I don't like you for that.
I have to hate you.
I'm supposed to be dominating you. I gotta hate you. I don't have to like you on this court. Off the court, cool. We buddy. We can even meet up, play golf or whatever off this court.
When I step in this line, you are my enemy.
During the season, we're not friends.
That's the same reason why, like, when everybody talked about the Redeem team and with Kobe, and literally Kobe, they said LeBron and them Kobe told them in the first game of the championship.
That actually create the drama far more than the story might break out. Exactly.
When Kobe told everybody, he said, "Hey, yo," he said, "First play of the game, I'm running through Pau Gasol's chest." Everybody's like, "Yeah, you ain't doing that. You ain't doing." And guess what? Kobe straight up
ran through Pau Gasol's chest.
Even Pau Gasol, like,
heck, one big rivalry that people don't talk about enough anymore. Shaq hated Kobe.
Yeah, at one point, yeah, they hated
on the court. Behind, like off court, Kobe and Shaq were best friends. Shaq has the utmost respect for Kobe. He sees that man as a legit brother. On the court, Shaq could not stand Kobe.
Hey.
Period.
Over a basketball game?
Come on.
No, the one thing that KG ever said that I had to admit KG went too far was when that man, it wasn't even this one. That man told Charlie Villanueva he looked like a sick cancer patient in a game. I said, "Yo, KG," like, and that's one of my favorite players of all time. I said, "KG, a sick cancer patient, dog." And here's the bad part: I heard the mic'd up, so yes, I heard him say that. I was like, "Wow." I was like, Jesus Christ.
So it's like, at the end of the day, it's a mixture of bad marketing, very bad press, very bad press, and how people think and how people view the game socially. Oh yeah, because like I said, they'll let the NBA and NFL and all that, they'll let the same attitude go for the NBA because they expect it from a group of men. But because people want to force the same social standard on women like they used to back in the early like the 30s, they still they for some reason they just don't believe women can have attitudes. They don't believe they can be aggressive like that. And I'm like, this. I was like, I need to get off.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, they're definitely on their commissioner. Ooh, definitely on the commissioner. Ooh, they've been on her neck for some years now.
Bro, when they flat out called her out during this whole CBA agreement and whatnot, I was like, ooh.